Before we begin, if you enjoy intense, emotional stories that keep you hooked till the very last second, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, but it helps more than you can imagine. Now, let me tell you something I never thought I'd experience. I stretched my arms lazily across the room, trying to shake off the heaviness sitting in my chest. The evening had been quiet. Too quiet. The kind of silence that makes your thoughts louder than they should be. And then there was Mara. She stood there effortlessly, like she always did, composed, confident, completely in control of herself. The kind of presence that didn't demand attention, but somehow commanded it anyway. When her eyes met mine, something shifted. It wasn't dramatic, not loud, just something. Her lips curved into that familiar, knowing smile, the one that always made it impossible to tell whether she was teasing or already 10 steps ahead. Then, casually, almost absent-mindedly, her fingers brushed against the first button of her blouse. "Guess I shouldn't just sit here doing nothing," she said softly. Her voice carried a calm confidence that made the air feel heavier. I blinked, unsure whether I'd heard her right, or if my mind was playing tricks on me. I let out a shaky breath, rubbing my temples. "I swear," I muttered, half laughing, half exhausted, "if I don't change something soon, I might actually lose my mind." The words came out faster than I intended. Too honest, too raw. Maybe it was the wine. Maybe it was the weeks, no, months of pretending everything was fine. Mara nearly choked on her drink before bursting into laughter. "That bad?" she asked, raising an eyebrow. I sank deeper into the couch, staring at the ceiling. "You have no idea," I admitted. "My last relationship." I paused, searching for the right words. Let's just say whatever spark was there, it barely lasted. Dating now felt even worse. Forced conversations, awkward silences, effort with no connection. It was exhausting. Mara tilted her head, studying me carefully. "So why not choose something different?" she asked. I let out a dry laugh. "Yeah, because it's that easy, right? Just pick someone decent out of thin air." I shook my head. "I don't want just anyone. I want to feel wanted, like I actually mattered to someone." That was the truth I didn't usually say out loud. And for a moment, the room went quiet. Mara didn't respond immediately. She just watched me, thinking. Then slowly, she exhaled like she had made up her mind about something. "I think I have an answer," she said. I raised an eyebrow. "If this is another one of your dating app suggestions." "I'm not interested," she smirked. "No," she said calmly. "Not that." She swirled the wine in her glass, then looked at me with that same unreadable expression. "You should borrow my husband." Everything stopped for a second. I genuinely thought I had misheard her. "Come again?" "You heard me," she said, completely unfazed. I stared at her, waiting for the punchline. It never came. "Mara, you're joking, right?" Her expression didn't change. "Why would I joke about something like that?" "Because he's your husband," I snapped, completely thrown off. "And," she replied, as if that didn't settle the matter at all. I buried my face in my hands. "You're making me sound desperate." "You said it yourself," she replied gently. "You're unhappy, and you deserve more than that." I looked up at her, speechless. Even if I considered that, which I'm not, what about him?" I asked. "Does he even know you're saying this?" Her smile deepened slightly. "Do you really think I'd suggest it without asking him first?" My stomach tightened. "What do you mean?" "I brought it up earlier," she said casually. "He didn't say no." That hit differently. The idea that he knew and wasn't opposed to it. It created a strange, unfamiliar tension inside me. "Oh my God," I whispered. Mara leaned in slightly, her voice softer now. "Be honest," she said. "If you stopped overthinking for just a second, would you say yes?" I should have laughed, should have shut it down immediately, but I didn't, and she noticed. She leaned back, clearly satisfied. "That's what I thought. This is insane," I murmured. "Maybe," she agreed. "But it's also honest." Her fingers hovered over her phone. "Last chance," she said. Tell me to stop. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. She tapped the screen. One message. That was it. A few moments later, a soft notification sound broke the silence. He's on his way, she said. My heart started racing. Everything suddenly felt real. To real. Minutes passed, but they felt stretched, distorted. Then, a knock at the door. Mara stood up smoothly, adjusting her posture before glancing back at me. Ready? I nodded. Though I wasn't sure I actually was. She smiled slightly like she already knew the answer and opened the door. He stepped in calmly. Jonah. There was nothing flashy about him. Nothing exaggerated. Just presence, steady, grounded, confident. His gaze on mine, not intense, not demanding, just certain. And somehow, that was more powerful than anything else. Mara slipped her arm through his. Smiling. Told you, she said softly. He didn't stare, but he didn't look away either. This is her. He asked. This is her. Mara confirmed. He nodded once, thoughtful. I hesitated for just a second. This was my moment to walk away. But IDN single quotes T. Something in the air had changed. Not chaotic. Not rushed. Just different. Calmer. Clearer. Like everything unnecessary had faded into the background. Time passed in a blur after that. No awkwardness. No pressure. Just a strange, steady understanding. And for the first time in a long while, I didn't feel invisible. Later, when everything settled into quiet again, I lay there staring at the ceiling, breathing slower now. Later, Mara's fingers gently intertwined with mine. Told you, she whispered. We take care of you. I couldn't find the words to respond, not because I didn't have anything to say, but because I didn't need to. Jonah sat nearby, calm as ever, while Mara brushed a loose strand of hair from my face. You look different, she said softly, in a good way. I exhaled slowly. I feel different, and that scared me a little, but not in a bad way. This wasn't just a one-time thing. Mara added gently, you don't have to go back to feeling alone. Her words settled deep. In a place I thought I had shut off completely. I swallowed. So, what happens now? She smiled faintly, linking her fingers with mine again. Whoever you wanted to be. Outro CTA. If this story pulled you in, if you felt every moment of it, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. I post stories like this every single day. And don't forget, drop your thoughts in the comments. I read and reply to as many as I can.